What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Love Story Recap. Today, we're putting the spotlight on the amazing Miss RISA Murakami, the sharp-eyed housewife who uncovers a secret affair right next door. But her reaction? Definitely not what you'd expect. Keep watching till the end, this is an epic one. Our story begins in a large apartment building, home to all our characters. Inside one of the units, Taka is fast asleep, so tired from work that he once again forgot to turn off his television. He's suddenly jolted awake by loud, insistent knocking on his door. Startled, he quickly switches off the TV and heads over to see who it is. The moment he opens the door, an irate woman stands before him. It's Sarina, the housewife next door. She angrily complains that his TV has been blaring every night and disturbing the other residents. Even though Taka apologizes, Sarina brushes it off and warns him that if it happens again, she won't hesitate to report him to management. With nothing else he can do, Taka retreats back inside. He grumbles at his TV, even though he knows deep down that the fault is entirely his. Taka works as the building's handyman. On his way to start his shift, he ran into a woman in the elevator, his secret lover. They hadn't seen each other for days, so the reunion left them both quietly thrilled. When they reached the ground floor, Taka quickly grabbed the trash bag she was supposed to throw out, set it aside, and the two went back up. He told her he had something to give her, so they slipped into his apartment. A short while later, Sarina stepped out of her unit across the hall to take out her own garbage. As she was about to exit the elevator, she spotted a trash bag left carelessly in the way. Irritated, she opened it to check the owner. Inside, she found a paper with a name, enough for her to track down the apartment. She marched straight to the door, handed the trash bag with attitude, and confronted the man who answered, the husband of the woman earlier, now completely baffled by what was happening. When Sarina got back to her apartment, she resumed her household chores. As she was hanging clothes on the balcony, she suddenly heard laughter coming from the neighboring room, two voices, light and playful. Intrigued, she quietly moved closer and peeked through the gap. Her eyes flew wide open at what she saw. Who were they, and why did they seem so close? A few minutes later, Taka and the woman stepped out of the apartment and rode the elevator down together. As soon as they reached the lobby, the woman noticed her trash was gone. Thinking someone had thoughtfully taken it out for her, she smiled, already in a good mood thanks to the small gift Taka had given her. When the elevator door slid open, they crossed paths with Sarina and exchanged polite greetings. But before the doors could close, Sarina stopped her and said she had something important to tell her. What could this sharp-tongued neighbor possibly want now? That evening, as Taka made his way back to his apartment, he noticed a piece of paper taped to his door. It appeared to be a notice, urging him to call the property agent at the phone number provided, immediately. Feeling both puzzled and nervous, he wasted no time and called, eager to find out what it was about and what problem he might be facing. After their conversation, an enraged Taka stormed over to the neighboring apartment, determined to confront the person he suspected of posting the notice. At that moment, a heated argument broke out between the neighbors. Sarina's husband stepped outside, intending to intervene, but she stopped him, insisting she could handle it on her own. Sarina didn't admit to being the one behind the complaint. Instead, she called someone on her cell phone and asked them to come over. That person turned out to be the woman from the elevator, Taka's secret lover. Sarina claimed that Taka had done something inappropriate to her. The woman, in turn, accused Taka of following her and doing improper things in the elevator. Though none of it was true. She only said it to prevent her own husband from finding out. Taka knew she was lying, but there was nothing he could do. Trapped in a tense and dangerous situation, he decided to return home. Sarina also sent the woman back, telling her to love and take care of her husband. Back in his apartment, Taka was seething, pacing angrily across the room. Soon, he received a call from his lover. He knew she had only said those things under pressure. Although he wanted to continue their affair, it was no longer possible. Sarina now held undeniable proof against them. She had taken photos from her balcony earlier that morning, capturing the two of them together, laughing. Faced with this, the woman ended their secret relationship. Taka could hardly believe it, and his frustration and anger toward the neighbor woman surged uncontrollably. The following morning, Sarina's husband headed off to the office. Meanwhile, from inside his apartment, Taka listened closely, already setting a plan into motion. Not long after, Sarina stepped out to throw away the trash. She walked toward the dumpster. She was in a bright, cheerful mood, pleased with herself for having outsmarted her neighbor. Little did she know, this seemingly ordinary moment would mark the beginning of something that would change her life in an unusual way. When Sarina returned home, she immediately went to collect the laundry she planned to hang outside. But she froze the moment she noticed the sliding door of the balcony was partially open. A chill ran through her. Before she could even process what was happening, Taka, already inside, lunged at her from behind. He demanded the camera she had used the previous day. Trembling, Sarina handed it over, and Taka quickly removed the SD card containing all the cheerful photos of him and the other woman. Although he managed to get what he wanted, it didn't erase the fact that their affair was illegal. After all, the woman was married. Sarina's harsh words only intensified Taka's rage, and he threatened her, warning that she'd pay dearly if she ever interfered again. Shaken to her core, Sarina thought about calling the police, desperate to know who was truly telling the truth between them. But before she could dial, Taka snatched the phone away, stopped her, and stormed out of the apartment. Upon returning to his unit, he quickly reached for a drink to calm his nerves. After what had happened, he had no idea what would come next. All he could do was brace himself for whatever consequences his actions might bring. Surprisingly, Sarina didn't report anything to the police. Instead, she began harassing the poor guy day after day, as shown in what happened next. After the incident, the two neighbors stopped acknowledging each other. Before going to work, Taka took out his trash. As soon as she confirmed he was gone, Sarina rushed to the garbage area, dug through his trash, then carried it upstairs. She left it in front of his apartment along with a note that read, "Please, do not mix incombustible garbage here." When Taka came home that night, he immediately saw the trash and the note. Just like before, he suspected the rude woman as the one behind it. So he stormed over and confronted his neighbor in anger. The two ended up arguing like cats and dogs, neither willing to back down. The man was furious over the trouble she kept causing him, while the woman refused to admit anything and once again threatened to report him to the building agent if the trash issue happened again. That same night, as Taka was watching TV, he was once again interrupted by loud knocking. He already knew who it was. He tried to reason with her, pointing out that the volume was low and there was no reason to complain. But Sarina ignored him and rushed into his apartment without a word. With a bottle of water in hand, she poured it straight over the running TV. Taka scrambled in panic, trying to wipe it off and unplug the set, unable to believe her audacity. Once her mischief was done, Sarina left as if nothing had happened. Meanwhile, her husband, preoccupied in his newspaper, had no idea about the chaos unfolding just his next door. Behaviors like these are not normal for a woman. The reason behind them can be traced back to events that happened a year ago. While her husband was watching TV, Sarina said she needed to step out to run an errand at the store. Her husband agreed, trusting her. Outside, she made her way to the neighboring apartment and rang the doorbell. When the door opened, she was met by a bald man, her secret lover at the time. Their affair had been ongoing for quite a while, and this was how they met whenever they wanted to see and talk to each other. But that day would mark the end of it all. The man had decided to return to his hometown, leaving the area for good. Sarina was devastated. That would be the final time they ever saw each other. Sarina felt the heartbreak of that separation deeply. She never encountered another man like him until Taka moved into the neighborhood. From that moment on, she started plotting ways to get closer to him. Her cold and distant demeanor was just a facade, a way to ensure they would cross paths and interact. And now, she was slowly winning over Taka, her new secret neighbor lover. The end. Another story finished, but the drama never ends. Every action leaves a mark, and love can be both sweet and dangerous. So, whether it's in love, friendship, or your everyday life, remember to act with integrity, empathy, and respect. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, what would you have done if you were in Sarina or Taka's shoes? See you in my next story. And thanks a lot.